Howdy everyone, welcome to Dr. Obi's garden. In this video, I'll show you how to make a DIY no mess hanging wall garden to grow multiple plants. This type of garden is ideal for maximizing your space to grow more crops in a small area. The example shown in this video is for growing chili pepper, but it can also be used to grow other types of pepper including bell pepper. It's even possible to grow tomatoes in them. The system is designed to be water and nutrient efficient, so you don't waste a lot of water and nutrients when using it. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Start by preparing the containers to be used. These are 1 gallon water jugs, but milk jugs can also be used. Turn the jug upside down and cut a hole spanning almost the entire bottom of the jug. This will be done for most of the jugs except a few. For a few of the jugs, the bottom will not be removed completely after cutting out the hole, forming a lid-like structure. The system being demonstrated will have 9 containers. Therefore, for each set of 3 jugs, one of them will have the attached lid as shown. This will prevent rainwater from splashing dirt onto the fruit when the plants grow big. Next, make 1 small hole each on opposite sides of the jug close to the bottom using a soldering bit or hot nail. The hole should be big enough to allow a rope or cord to go through it. Making these holes directly on the seam of the jug will ensure that the 2 holes are aligned directly on opposite sides. Getting the holes right on opposite sides is important for maintaining balance. Make a 3rd hole in between the 2 holes on one side of the jug. You will see the function of this hole later. It's now time to string the jugs together. For each set of 3 jugs, you need a strong cord that is about 3.5 meters long. I normally use old insulated electrical wires and they work just fine. Pass the cord through one of the holes made in the bottom of the jug and tie it tightly. This will be the bottom or lowest jug. Note that the original top of the jug, which has the screw cap, will now be the bottom. Pass the cord through the hole of another jug, but don't tie it as yet. Pull the jug along the cord to set the desired space between successive jugs. The space should be about 5 inches or 12.5 centimeters from the big hole to the cap of the next jug. Once you are satisfied with the spacing, make a loop with the cord as shown. This will prevent the jug from sliding easily along the cord, but it also allows for adjusting the position of the jug when necessary. The 3rd jug to be stringed should be the jug that has the lid. Make sure you get the spacing right before looping the cord as shown. To be able to hang the setup, I made a wooden frame which was propped against the wall for support. For each set, I positioned 2 4-inch nails on the top of the wooden frame such that the space between the 2 nails was equal to the diameter of the jug. Hang the set of jugs on the wall and string the other side of each jug as shown. Depending on the space available, you can hang more jacks in sets of 3 following the procedure described earlier. Any loose cord left after stringing all the jacks can be tied at the base and connected to the cord of the adjacent jack as shown. You will see why this was done shortly. Now that the jacks are ready, it's time to insert the seedlings into each of the jacks. This is a pretty straightforward step. I'll show a few examples to serve as a guide. Once the seedlings have been securely inserted into the container, place a small layer of mulch inside the container. This is necessary to prevent more soil from falling out when the plants are watered. The mulch will also decompose with time to provide more nutrients to the plant. Fill the container with more soil until it's full. Make sure that each container has only one seedling. You can now water thoroughly from the top until you see water dripping from the bottom. Because the jacks have been aligned, the water from the top jack will drip onto the jack just beneath it. This ensures that water is not wasted. However, the water from the lower jack will drip to the floor and cause a mess. There is a way to make it a truly no mess system, and you'll see that shortly. But before then, you need to ensure that the plants are growing in the direction you want. This can be achieved by wrapping a strong thread around the seedling and tying it into the hole that was made near the top of the container as shown. You first fasten one end of the thread to the hole. Drag the other end down until it reaches the seedling. Wrap the thread a few times around the stem of the seedling. Pull the other end upwards and tie it through the hole. Once this has been done for all the seedlings, the setup is almost complete. The next thing to do is what makes it a truly no-mess system. You need a 1.5 liter water bottle. Cut the bottle in two and keep the part that has a cap. Make 2 small holes on opposite sides of the bottle as shown. This half bottle is going to serve as a reservoir to collect any excess water that drains out after watering the plant. To install it, you need 2 zip ties. Each will be pushed through one of the holes on the reservoir and connected to the jack through the extra cord tied at the bottom of the lowest jack. Make sure that the top of the reservoir aligns perfectly with the drainage hole of the jack. Let's test it to see how it works. You water the plant through the top as usual. After a little while, any excess water draining out of the jack will drip directly into the reservoir. At any point in time, or once the reservoir is full, you can drain the liquid into another container by gradually opening the cap at the bottom of the reservoir. This step should be done gently in order not to spill the liquid. Note that the drained liquid will be rich in nutrients, so it shouldn't be discarded. It can be used to water the plants when they need to be watered. This is what makes it a no-mess, water and nutrient efficient system. With the right care, the plant will keep growing nicely and soon you'll be harvesting lovely chili for your meals. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you've not already done it, kindly like and share the video so more people will benefit from it. If you are new to this channel too, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next video. Check out our other videos or see you in our next. Until then, it's adios.